Do you live somewhere that's still closed? Still getting people to wear these stupid little dust masks and refusing to open anything for, I don't know, the next 6 months? Well, there's a reason for that. And it has absolutely nothing to do with your health or your safety. You know what it is? I do. And you're not going to like it. My name is Red Pill. This is fucked up. It's a little slice of bandwidth I use to call stupid people out on their bullshit and hopefully put a little bit of knowledge into a closed brain. You know, dumb things, like truth. And speaking of truth, I got one that's going to be kind of hard for you to swallow. Ready? You're being held for ransom. Have you wondered why in the U.S. Republican states are all opening up and Democrat states are still closed? Why people who are just trying to earn a living and have a business that's on the brink of bankruptcy are being arrested for opening up and having their licenses revoked? Or why people are either being shamed or arrested for not wearing these stupid dust masks whenever they go outside? And why Democrat governors just flat out refuse to open up their state and they just keep that state of emergency going? Have you thought about it? Is it because they're tyrannical? Well, yeah, partly. But here's the ugly truth. A state that declares a prolonged state of emergency can get more money from the federal government. The longer the state of emergency, the more money they get. Right? This is how it works. So you have these leftist idiots masquerading as health officials. You know the kind I'm talking about. They look like this. And this. And yes, even this. Health officials. Because, you know, nothing quite says healthy like having one foot in the grave. See, I think you idiots are confusing doctor with doctorate. Having a PhD does not make you a doctor. It means you have a doctorate, which is just a fancy way of saying you passed the course. Congratulations. Doesn't actually mean they're smart. How many of you out there know people who graduated high school with a C average? I'm guessing none of those fuckers are going to be splitting the atom anytime soon. But they still got a diploma to hang on their wall. College and university is essentially the same shit. It just costs more. Like a lot more. Because you can graduate and still be dumber than a bag of dog shit. It doesn't mean you've automatically acquired common sense. It means you passed. It's basically like saying, thanks for your $100,000, here's your piece of paper. Having idiots like this in a job that pays something like, I don't know, $500,000 a year, giving out health advice is a lot like that idiot neighbor you have who's always putting their nose in your business and for some reason seems to know more than you because they saw a couple of YouTube videos. You know the kind, the expert in everything without ever actually knowing anything. That's the kind of health experts we got. We got people that change their story every fucking week to suit whatever the political climate is. These nitwits go out and they tell everybody to close everything. It's safer that way. It's the fucking apocalypse. Don't screw around. Just fucking do it. And don't forget, this is right after they helped China hide all of the evidence, lie about this fucking shit, and then they went on the news and told everybody, don't worry about it. It's just like a little flu. It's no big deal. Remember that. So all of a sudden, you get a few greedy pricks and they prick up their ears. Hey, we can make some fucking money with this. And corrupt minds think alike. And then suddenly you got a whole bunch of these fucking assholes jumping on this train and we're suddenly back to calling this thing The Walking Dead. They say wear a dust mask. They say stay 6 feet apart from each other. To close everything, to keep everyone safe. And they say this because people are dying like flies. It's like, oh my God, it's a fucking mess. It's a pandemic. People are dropping dead everywhere. It's fucking pandemonium. And then all of a sudden somebody stands up and goes, hey, you know what? I was looking online and how come nobody in the last 2 months has died from a heart attack, a stroke, kidney failure, cancer, or diabetes, or basically even the regular flu? Those numbers seem to have dropped to like 0. Because you see, when this Chinese virus came out, those numbers went through the roof and everyone else stopped dying from everything else. Hallelujah, it's a fucking miracle. And that's when the evidence comes out. And they go, hey, what the fuck? This thing is basically like a flu. They played with the numbers to scare everybody. They try to make it look worse than it really is. What the fuck? And that's when these fucking pricks double down on the issue. They start pointing fingers at all of their political rivals. And they use guilt to get your neighbors to fucking rat you out whenever you go outside when you're not wearing a mask. They arrest people for trying to earn a living. And then they start taking videos offline of people trying to warn other people about this bullshit. This is not the behavior of a health official or a respectable leader. This is the behavior of an unethical, greedy, selfish, globalist piece of shit. You get these fucking greedy pricks like Bill Gates start going, hey, we can make a vaccine and we can make fucking billions. Or how about Fauci pushing his $1,000 a pill treatment for anyone who gets this fucking virus? Because, you know, $20 a pill for something that's off the shelf and cures you in 5 hours? No, can't have any of that. It's got to be $1,000 a pill, and it's got to take 2 weeks because you got to work on that fucking installment plan, right? That's how you make money. You get them to keep rolling in it every day. You want to breathe? You want to breathe? $1,000, come on. And then you get these fucking Democrats who squeeze a pay raise into a stimulus package that's supposed to help people. You got a couple of $1 trillion over here to help people out. You know what? Let's give ourselves $100,000 each. Because, you know, I got out of bed this morning. I mean, all they got to do is just throw a few extra paragraphs into the bill and they slip it in and hope no one notices it. And if it gets passed, hey, guess what? Everyone gets a pay raise. By the way, fucking Trudeau, he did the exact same thing when he banned those guns in Canada. And then all of a sudden you get your governors and they're like, hey, I want some too. And then the little tyrant that's inside starts to come out and goes, money? I want money. I like money. Where? Where's the free money? It's like I've always said, I trust everybody. I just don't trust the devil inside you. So if you're stuck in a Democrat-run state that's still shut down, it's because your governor is either greedy or broke. So what do? They hold you hostage until they get what they want. Sounds like fucking ransom to me. Democrats are basically liberals, and liberals love to spend money on stupid shit. They spend money on things like high-speed rails that don't go anywhere. They give needles and free drugs to addicts in the street. They throw money at people without work instead of using that money to create a job that will give them work. But I think their favorite is that they seem to love throwing money away at illegal immigrants and sanctuary cities and people with bullshit sob stories on welfare. This is taxpayer money. This is money that was earmarked for people who fucking need it. You know, the citizens that actually paid into the system in the hopes that it would help them out in their time of need. And apparently in Democrat states, that money is being spent with zero regard for how much is left. You see, here's the dirty little secret that so many lottery winners out there learn the hard way. Are you ready? Money runs out. If you don't respect it, if you don't manage it properly, it'll disappear right before your fucking eyes. You go here, spend a little bit of money. You go over there, spend a little bit of money. You go over there, spend a little more money. And then at the end of the day, you go in your pocket and you're like, what the fuck? Where did all my money go? Where'd it go? I'll tell you where it go. It go to the 17 fucking stores that you visited on your little shopping spree. Kudos to you for keeping the fucking economy going. But now you're bitch ass broke. Now what? It's pretty much the same thing for these fucking lottery millionaires, you know. They almost always go broke within a year or two. They were broke before because they didn't know how to handle money. And they're broke after the lottery because they still don't know how to handle money. People like this have the mentality that either you have it or you don't. And when they have it, they seem to think that it's going to last forever. Like there's some kind of unlimited supply that just keeps coming. Like, I don't know, like those fucking Star Trek replicators that just manifest whatever the fuck you want with a couple of beeps and a swirling light. You know, like Earl Grey, hot, and a stack of 50s. Yeah, that should be fucking nice, wouldn't it? But it doesn't fucking work like that. Government money is money that's collected from the people and the businesses in the form of taxes. And obviously, they collect a certain amount of those taxes over the course of a year. Fiscally responsible people, that's someone who's good with money, knows how to manage it properly. They can make it last the whole fucking year. They can use it efficiently. Fiscally irresponsible people, that's someone who's bad with money, spends it like an out-of-control cokehead at a fucking nightclub. And if you want a good example, just have a look at Canada's own little soy boy and see how close he's pushing Canada into fucking bankruptcy. I mean, think about it. Everything is shut down. People are out of work. They go to the government. They say, okay, well, it's your turn to help me out. I need you to give me some fucking unemployment. And the money's run dry. Now what? So what do you think these governors in these states that are flat-ass broke are going to do? I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to freak the fuck out. So they turn around, they go to the president and say, hey, Prez, we need more money. And the president goes, why? Now here they have a chance to stand up and say, well, you know what? I fucked up. I spent money on stupid shit. Mea culpa. I'm sorry, but can you help me out? Do they say that? No. No fucking way, no. They lie their fucking ass off. They say it's his fault, and it's her fault, and it's the other guy's fault. And I didn't fucking do shit, as they're hiding a couple hundreds in their back pocket, right? And for those of you saying, oh, they wouldn't do that, just think back to the last time you went up to your parents and gave them some bullshit sob story just because you wanted $20. You lied your ass off, and you know you did. And they saw through it, and they told you to go fuck yourself. You did it. I did it. Everybody fucking does it. And that's what these fucking governors are doing right now. They saw an opportunity to make some money and bail their ass out of trouble, and they fucking took it. But they can't do it if everybody is fucking walking around, enjoying their lives like nothing happened. They get the cops to back them up on this shit because, I mean, let's face it, their funding is fucking at an all-time low. Nobody really arrests anybody for smoking a joint anymore. So the cops need money. These governors go up to them and says, okay, help me out, and I'll give you a cut of the winnings, you know. And the cops are like, yeah, okay. At least the ones that are unethical, because you got a couple of them that have turned around and went to the governors and said, yeah, fuck you, we're not doing this shit. So you see, the truth is actually very, very simple. You're being held for ransom. Your governor has fucked up your life to make a buck. So, if you're fed up with this fucking nonsense, go do something about it. Go tell your Democrat governors to go fuck themselves. And the same thing goes for the Canadian premiers. And whatever else they call those fucking guys in England. I don't know. Lords. Stage a mass fucking protest or something. I don't know. And take that stupid dust mask off. And get back to your life. Those of you who are scared little pussies, you guys can crawl back in your little dark holes and you can fucking stay there. I'd ask you to go and take care of the elderly and the sick because they're the ones that need the most help, but I know better. Because let's be honest, any of you fuckers that think this is a good idea isn't much use to society to begin with. The sooner you take responsibility for your freedom, the sooner you'll get it back.